Greetings. My name is Isa Bokar C. On our special session today, we are going to present the following theme. And we will proceed with the same theme, which will be accompanied with in-depth analysis. Now, the theme today is why deception, pessimism, and disappointment remain as constant as the northern star in our political arena, particularly in Africa, of course, including the Gambia. In Africa being a continent where corruption has become a culture within a culture. There are three poles many of us do either miss or deliberately tend to ignore simply because they have chosen not to rise above self with reasons pegged on personal, not national feelings. Many a times, we do hear people complaining or saying they have been disappointed by a regime or leadership they fought so hard to install or see in place. This is, of course, kind of universal, but at the same time more prevalent in Africa. That said, usually those who claim to be disappointed by a given regime or government they fought so hard to put in place say so after seeing the marriages of great expectations and hope being replaced by disappointment in their minds and hearts. Both are unreal. It all begins where they thought that a new broom would swim well, only to discover that brooms cannot swim all by themselves. As brooms are certainly tools we use. They certainly need hands and muscle to do so. In this case, political will complemented by sense of responsibility should have been the most ideal and reliable muscle to use the new broom with. But is that always the outcome, or is that always the result of expectations? You know, and I know. Now let's look at reasons and facts to be able to avoid the usual dark tunnel of emotions, hopes, and dreams stemming from mesmerizing promises during and after accessing the seat of power. Well, we all remember the vibrant and the noisy speeches of Yahya Jammeh, particularly the one he delivered in Sukuta in 1994. Now let's look at reasons and facts to be able to avoid the usual dark tunnel of emotions, hopes and dreams stemming from mesmerizing promises prior, during, and after accessing the seat of power. That part I had to repeat. Before going any further, we have to differentiate between change and replacement. Let me repeat that. Before going any further with this in-depth analysis, or with what we are thinking about at the moment or after, we have to differentiate between change and replacement. Most of the time, people confuse the two. Once we do that, we can then be free from being influenced by the persuasive and then search for the convincing instead. Why do some people say they are disappointed? Be it in a country in Africa or other parts of the world, politically speaking. But here we will zoom on Africa, including the Gambia. They are disappointed, or they do feel disappointed, because they refuse to acknowledge the signals from day one. There is an old African proverb which says, I quote, "Any adverse effect one realizes in his or her marital life was signaled right from the beginning of the relationship, but the duo, being the couple, ignored it." Hence the usefulness of proverbs like, "Love is blind." However, we never ask ourselves a question like, blinded by what? You know what? Logically speaking, most likely, love is blinded by desire then. Remember, French philosophy has this in store for us. I quote in French, "La pensée avec le désir n'est pas une pensée pure," which means thought with desire is not pure thought. Definitely yes, because desire propels minds and hearts into the extreme, therefore breeds extremism. Even if you desire to do good and then you feel that nobody else can do good, you become an extremist. Isn't desire synonymous to intoxicants? Sense will answer to that inside you and I. Now let's stop the first part of our recording today and then continue the second part now.